Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for grade 9 math. You can find all the lessons on the students.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password is provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 9 math and then click on view your lessons. Here you can find a list of the chapters. You're going to start with the chapters properties and the lessons we're going to cover from the chapter are properties of addition and multiplication, properties of equality, distributive property, simplify variable expressions using properties. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. On the grade 9 math, the chapter we are right now is properties. Let's just start with the first lesson that is properties of addition and multiplication. Okay, let's just start with the first example. Which property of multiplication is shown? Okay, so we are given r dot q equals q dot r. So basically on the both sides, the variables are same. Here is q, here is q, here is r, here is r. Just the order of product is different. Order of multiplying is different, right? So that is the distributive property. Sorry, that is the commutative property when you have them on the both sides, the numbers are exactly same, just the order of multiplication is different. That is known as the commutative property, right? So you can multiply the number in any order and get the same product. Like either you can do 4 times 5 or either you do 5 times 4. The answer is 20 in any case, right? That is commutative property of multiplication. Got it? Okay, let's just start with the test questions. Okay, which property of addition is shown? Okay, so just look at the property k plus m plus n. K plus m plus n. So on the both sides, the variables are same. K, here you have m, here you have n, here you have n, here. Just the order of addition is different, right? When you have three variables involved and the order of addition is different, that is known as associative property of addition. So the correct option is associative. Got it? So that is the associative property. Which property of addition is shown, which is the correct option? P plus n equals n plus p. So that is the yes commutative property when both sides the variables are same, just the order of addition is different. That is known as the associative property. So you can add either way the answer is exactly same, right? That is p plus n and n plus p. Which property of addition is shown, which is the correct option? Which okay, I'm in the same question, sorry. Okay, the next one is which property of addition is shown? U equals 0 plus U, which is the correct option? U equals 0 plus U, which is the correct option? That is the identity because you add 0 to U and you will get U again. So that is the identity. The correct option is identity. Which property of addition is shown? H plus J equals J plus H, so which is the correct option? Yes, that is commutative property it is. Which equation shows the zero property of multiplication? So zero property of multiplication means you multiply any number to zero, the answer is always a zero. Zero means when you multiply any number with zero, the answer is always a zero. So that is zero times b equals zero. That means whatever number it is, if you are going to multiply it with zero, the answer is always a zero. That is known as zero property of multiplication. Got it? Which equation shows the identity property of addition? So identity property of addition is when you add zero to any number, right? You have the same number left. So that is n equals zero plus, and that is the identity property of addition. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself every today. Let me just move on to the next lesson, and the next lesson is properties of equality. Let's just start with the next lesson. Which property of equality is shown below? Okay, you are given if G equals negative 33F, then G H equals negative 73F times H. Which property of addition is shown below? You have to see which property of addition it is, right? So you are given G equals negative 73F, and like you multiplied H both sides. Basically, look here, G equals negative 73F, you multiplied H both sides. Here you have GH and here you have negative 73FH. That is known as the equivalent property of multiplication property of equality, because you multiplied with same number both sides, right? So that is known as the multiplication property of. Here it is. The multiplication property of equality says that if you multiply both sides of an equation by the same number, then the two sides are still equal. So you multiplied h both sides, right? So both sides are still equal. That is known as multiplication property of equality. Okay, let's just start with the test questions. Which property of equality is shown if 2 equals 16 plus m, then 2 minus negative 37, 16 plus f minus negative 37. So you are subtracting negative 37 both sides, right? So when you do the same thing on the both side, like if you add, subtract, multiply, or divide on the both side, that keeps the equation balanced. So that is the subtraction property of equality. You are subtracting the same numbers from the both side. That is the subtraction property of equality. Got it? Okay, so the correct option is subtraction property of equality. You are subtracting the same number from the both sides of the equation, right? Okay, let's just move on to the next one. Which property of equality is shown below? If j equals k minus negative 66, then negative 55 plus j equals negative 55 plus k minus 66. So basically, you added 55 both sides, right? If you look at this, you have j equals k minus negative 66, right? So that means you added negative 55 both sides. So when you add the same number on the both sides of the equation, that is known as addition property of equality. That means if you add the same number on the both sides of the equation, that keeps the equation balanced, right? So that is the addition property of equality. Got it? Okay, so let's just move on to the next question. Which property of equality is shown below? That is s equals t plus 13, then negative 27 times s and negative 27 times t plus 13. So here you are multiplying with negative 20 sides, both sides, right? So when you multiply the same number, both sides of the equation, that keeps the equation balanced. So that is the multiplication property of equality. Got it? That is the multiplication property of equality. So the correct option is multiplication property of equality. Got it? Okay, the next one is which property of equality is shown below? If G equals negative 73F, then GH equals negative 73FH. So which is the correct option? So we are multiplying H both sides, right? So when you multiply the same number both sides, that keeps the equation balanced. So that is multiplication property of equality. The correct option is multiplication property of equality. Okay, which property of equality is shown below? If negative 97 equals g minus f, then negative 97 minus h equals g minus f minus h. So which is the correct option? Correct option is you are subtracting h both sides, right? So when you are subtracting the same number from the both sides of the equation, that keeps the equation balanced. So that means that is the subtraction property of equality, right? You subtracted h from the both sides of the equation. That keeps the equation balanced. So that is the subtraction property of equality. Option number two is the correct option. Which property of equality is shown below? If 7 equals 33 plus s, then negative 95 times 7, negative 95 times 33 plus s, which is the correct option. So you are multiplying with negative 95 both sides, right? So when you multiply the same number both sides, that means that is the multiplication property of equality, right? That is the multiplication property of equality. Option number three is the correct option. Which property of equality is shown below? If v equals w minus 16, then v minus 25 equals w minus 16 minus 25, which is the correct option. That is, we are subtracting negative 25 both sides, right? So that keeps the equation balanced. So that is subtraction property of equality. Division, that is subtraction. You are subtracting 25, not division. See how it is division. Where is division? Divided. That's not divided. You are simply, I think we have missing sign here. If the sign like this is missing, then that would be division, right? I think this sign is missing here. Here, right? That means then you are dividing. Otherwise, that is subtraction. Now I don't know what's wrong with the question, right? If something is missing, that's okay. Which property of equality is shown below? If PQ equals 22, then PQR equals 22 times R, which is the correct option. We are multiplying R both sides, right? That would be multiplication property of equality. Okay, you can. We are done with the lesson actually. Again, division. How division? What's wrong with these questions? They both are divided by R, but you're not see, you cannot see anything dividing here, right? Okay, then. Okay, we are done with the lesson. Just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is distributive property. Okay, simplify the expression. 3, we have 3 plus C. So actually we have to multiply everything that is inside the bracket with 3, right? That is actually, that means you're applying the distributive property. You have to do 3 times 3 and 3 times 6 b, right? 3 times 3 is 9 and 3 times 6 is 18b. So that is 9 plus 18b. This is the step where you apply the distributive property, right? Okay, let's just start with the test questions. Simplify the expression. So you need to apply the distributive property. Distributive property means you need to multiply 8 with everything that is inside the bracket, right? You have to do 8 times 1. That is the step where you apply the distributive property, and 8 times 4g. 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 4 is 32. So that is 8 plus 32g. Option number 1 is the correct option, right? Okay, simplify the expression. 5 times 4h plus 2. You have to do 5 times 4h and 5 times 2, that is 5 times 4 is 20h and 5 times 2 is 10. So which is the correct option? Yes, option number 1 is the correct option. That is 20h plus 10. Option number 1 is the correct option. Simplify the expression, which is the correct option. You have to multiply 3 times 3 plus 6b, so which is the correct option. That is option number 1 is the correct option. 9 plus 18b is the correct Okay, simplify the expression 5 times 1 plus 5 8. So which is the correct option? That is option number 1, 5 plus 25, which is the correct option, right? Simplify 2 times 1 plus 8x, which is the correct option. That is 2 plus 16. Yes, option number 1 is the correct option. Simplify the expression 3 times 1 plus 7z, which is the correct option. That is 3 plus 21z. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, that is 6 plus 15u. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is simplifying variable expressions using properties. Let's just start with the next lesson. Okay, simplify the expression. That is 6 times 60. So you have to apply those properties you learned today, right? That is 6 times 6 is 36g. Let's just start with the test questions. Okay, simplify 1 plus 4 plus z. So basically we are adding, let's just add without the bracket. That is simply 1 plus 4 plus z, right? So 4 plus 1 is 5. That is z plus 5. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is z plus 5. Simplify the expression 6 times 6j, which is the correct option. That is 36 G. Option number one is the correct option. Simplify the expression, so which is the correct option? The correct option is 6B. Option number one is the correct option. Okay, simplify the expression, which is the correct option. Yes, that is option number 124 is the correct option. Okay, simplify the expression J plus 3 plus 1, which is the correct option. Yes, J plus 4, option number one is the correct option. Simplify the expression 9 times 11x, which is the correct option. Option number one is the correct option. 63x is the correct option. Simplify the expression 2 times 5y, so which is the correct option. That's done by option number one is the correct option. Okay, 3 times 40, so which is the correct option. Option number one is the correct option. There is the correct option. Simplify the expression, which is the correct option. That is G plus 3 option and that is the correct option. Okay, simplify the expression 7 times 4 and equals. Yes, 28 and it is. Okay, you can complete the lesson while you're separated today. So we were working on grade 9 math. Chapter we were working on properties. The lessons we have covered today are property of addition, multiplication, properties of equality, distributive property, and identify variable expressions using properties, right? So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session, right? So if you need more help with any of the lessons, then you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday 5 to 9. Or either you can join me in the interactive session that 5 and from 9 to 10. Okay, so that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye everyone.